Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or are you just happy to see me?
So, hello, everybody. Yes, I'm finally back to streaming on my live channel as tired as I am, and I tried taking a nap so that way I wouldn't be as tired, but that one right there had she wanted to take a nap with me, and of course, as cats normally do, they kind of curl up in the most awkward position, so you cannot turn one way or another to get comfortable, pretty much. But anyway, like I said, I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm starting it about half an hour earlier than I was originally planning because I have to go to more than one place that I was expecting to go to today, because I mentioned last night that I had to go get the birthday cake for tomorrow and so forth, but I had to go to two other places. So I figured I'd start around 12:30 p.m. my time, and that way that would give me time to basically dip out, go run the errands, and then come back with enough time, hopefully, to just jump straight onto Twitch, roughly. Hopefully no later than 2:30 to the quarter till 3 p.m. My time, because I'm in Eastern time, so hopefully in the next couple hours, roughly, be able to jump onto Twitch. Basically just jump onto some Call of Duty multiplayer, because it's something that I can just jump on real fast and then jump right off, pretty much, and plan is to pretty much just relax tonight, to also, would also include wrapping a few of the presents, pretty much, so I get to do that tonight as well. But anyway, so I'm going to say hello to the chat, and then I'm going to get pretty much into the articles. And yes, the topics are, the gamer, pretty much, why M3GAN, the sociopathic, murderous android, essentially, from the movie of the same name, is a gay icon, according to the gamer, pretty much. Then you have the CBR article talking about Velma. And it wasn't so much how, like, the title, where it says how Velma evolves classic Scooby-Doo characters, but more or less the subtitle, which said that evolves the classic Scooby-Doo characters in various ways, including fans' wishes, which fans are they talking about, and commentary on today's gender roles. Yeah, because that's what we're looking for in a fucking Scooby-Doo prequel, pretty much. Commentary on gender roles. And then finally, a Bounding into Comics article talking about the race-bent Robin in the CW Gotham Night Show, which has nothing absolutely whatsoever to do with the game itself. It's pretty much its own universe. And you have the race-swapped Robin, Carrie Kelly's character. Then you have a new character added, an adopted son, Bruce Wayne's adopted son. So never mind Damian Wayne. Say what you will about Damian Wayne. Never fucking mind him, him being Bruce Wayne's actual son. No, we have to create a new character because why the fuck not, pretty much. But anyway. Okay, Stig, I see your message, and I have not touched this stream. I have to go through and see which people I have modded, alright? But I have not touched this channel pretty much since I started it before the holidays, alright? So cool your britches. But I see Trey, hello. Yeah, M3GAN being a gay icon, yeah. Skirmitar, hello. Skirmitar, I'm gonna need your help just a little bit, or at least at least your help in where possibly to go if you're still watching right now, because I had to create a new countdown timer. And I know that I found a site that I can go to that's, according to the site, has copyright-free music. But I'm not sure how to create. What site I can go to kind of create a new countdown, because I keep getting claimed. The countdown is the fucking countdown at the beginning is the shit that's getting claimed on my streams, and it's getting really fucking annoying. But if you could any help, you could point me in that direction. Very much appreciate it. Where to go to. It's that's either free or very cheap in creating a countdown timer. Jacob, hello, good to see you. Ms. Martin Muses, hello. Gravy, yes, Maz is the true gay icon. Yes, he is. That is true. This is my Rumble. I I haven't connected this yet to Rumble. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to do it, so that way both my channels are on Rumble. But in the meantime, this is basically just like in its infancy, literally. So you can just find me here on the live channel for these streams. Brightest Day, what's up? And this is my Twitch, so I will be here in about a couple hours or so. So yeah. Sultan, hello, good to see you. I am well. Thank you, Steeg. Yes, no wrench here. Yeah. But I said cool your britches. Eastern is best, yes. Yeah, that's in the news again. Pretty much. I know you're trying to blackmail me. I'm not entirely easily blackmailed in this regard. I know you would do it. I know you would fucking do it, but I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I gotta give you a wrench right now. No, I will give you a wrench. Just hold your horses. Yeah, it's still a problem. It's still, yeah, it's for some reason, it was an issue, then it wasn't an issue, and now it's an issue again because this fucking AdRevNet site, this company, I don't know what they're associated with, but they're claiming my streams, and I know those streams don't have any copyright material in it, but they're claiming the music, or there's something about the countdown they're claiming. So I have no idea. That sucks, Jacob. I'm sorry. And you might watch The Abomination. I don't even think I'll have to go that far, Trey, so Godspeed to you if you do. But at any rate, so that's everyone in the chat that I've seen so far, so thank you all again for hanging out with me. I'm going to go through these articles without raging too much, I hope, because I do have to keep my stress levels down, so that way I don't, so I can go out and run errands, pretty much. Oh, Megatron, hello, good to see you. But anyway, okay, so first off, let's just get probably the most cringe one of this. Yeah, I know you did that. I know you did that. So, but anyway, I'm going to get the most cringe article out of the way right off the bat, and that is the M3GAN article from The Gamer, because, yes, like I said, a sociopathic android, right? Sociopathic android that looks like a child is a gay icon. Created expressly for the purpose of being a companion to another child, a real child, is a gay icon. So, yeah, but I'm just gonna. So like those bastards are the ones claiming my But I just want to create a new one. I want to create a new one and see if they do the same shit. And if it happens again, then I'm going to contact them directly. But like I said, I wanted to have a new intro, and just to see if they try that shit again. Yeah, I know none of that shit is even in the film. But anyway, here it is, folks. Yeah, we all need icons. Hey, you're barmy. But anyway, all right. So this is about 4 days ago. I nearly did a video on it, but then I figured I would save it for an actual live stream, so that way I can kind of like interact with you guys in the chat and everything, get like your reactions as I'm going through this shit. But look at this. Why M3GAN is a gay icon? All right. How did she slay her way to queer stardom? Sociopathic, murderous android, looks like a child, developed specifically to be a companion for children. Gay icon. Gay icon. But let's just go through this article, shall we? I saw M3GAN at the weekend. At the weekend? Is that like a place? Fucking hell. Learn how to write. On the weekend. A movie so good I'm prepared to break my usual rule of avoiding ugly branded styling. It's not Doom, it's not Nier, and it's definitely not Watch Dogs, but it is M3GAN, and I assume the sequel will be M3GAN, with a 4 in the name, despite being the second in the series and not fourth. The reason M3GAN can get away with this while Doom and Watch Dogs cannot is because M3GAN does not take itself seriously. Watch Dogs uses the underscore to imply some sort of dark web edge, as if a little line in place of a space is a signifier of a complex computer genius mind at work, rather than something we all did on MSN when we were at school with names like whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. M3GAN knows exactly what it is, and what it is for the gays. I cannot beat this fucking dead horse enough. Murderous, sociopathic, childlike android is now for the gays. As well as silly stylized names, I've always had a little bit of an issue with something being for the gays. Well, you're putting in a positive spin on it, Stacy. So why you have an issue? You had an issue with it. Why no issue now? As both a queer millennial and someone whose job requires them to be online a lot of the time, I see a lot of queer internet spaces. There are a few factors there. Firstly, everyone uses the internet, including queer people. No shit, Stacy. Secondly, queer people often take sanctuary on the internet to be the fullest and most performative version of themselves. You mean they want to live through the internet, vicariously through the internet, because if they were to actually realize how shitty they are in real life, they would not be able to live with themselves, right? Is that it? Is that what you're saying? The most performative version of themselves? You can't do that in your fucking own real lives? Thirdly, the algorithm tends to funnel me to these communities because I myself am queer. All three of these combine to make everything for the gays. In your mind, Stacey, in your little corner of the internet. Not the whole internet. Too often something that is universal to everyone queer or straight, for example, like garlic pizza or forgetting your password, is for the gays. What? It's universal to everyone. Oh, fucking Christ. A queer person will post one of these universal experiences and everyone who responds will agree. But thanks to online communities built by the algorithm, everyone who responds is also queer, and thus forgetting your password becomes gay culture. Also, this rock keeps tigers away. I hate this woman. M3GAN is for the gays in ways beyond this. Yes, it's a universally appealing movie, the perfect January flick with the campy horror and modern laughs over a lot of horror's outdated slapstick or overly cerebral satire. But there's a deeper queer appeal. You're in your fucking headcanon. Because again, this in no way was reflected at all in the plot. This thing right here that looks like a child is an android. Whatever mind it has, it's artificial intelligence, it's a CPU processor. Pretty much that's it. A processor that goes to extremes to protect the child it is synced with. Pretty much. That's how they become companions. They sync. So that way M3GAN is a companion for the little girl in the film. Alright? She takes her role, and I'm talking about M3GAN, so fucking seriously that she murders people who, in her mind, harms the girl. To include another fucking child. Good job, Stacy. She's a queer icon. Writer Aleka Cooper, I don't know how to pronounce that first name, suggested in SFX magazine that the reason is because the central plot of adoption resonates for a lot of people in the gay community, the idea of found family, which is a strangely off the mark take for someone who has created an acutely self-aware film. So what, straight people can't resonate with the found family aspect? You know what movie did that a lot fucking better, even though itself wasn't exactly a great movie? And that is Shazam. You want to talk about the message of found family? Watch that shit. Does a lot fucking better there, and every fucking person can relate to that. The reason M3GAN has this queer appeal is twofold. Firstly, she's a sort of well-dressed, immaculately styled, bitchy villain we see deliver punchy brains in our favorite sitcoms. She's a fucking robot. She didn't pick her fucking clothes out. They were picked for her by a human. She's Chanel Oberlin. She's Blair Waldorf. She's Regina George. She's a psychopath. Secondly, from her blonde wig to her poofy bow to her energetic dance moves, she is basically a killer drag queen. She's embodies a fucking child. She didn't pick the wig, it was picked for her. She didn't pick the clothes, including the poofy fucking bow, it was picked for her. By humans. M3GAN starts with a satirical advert for what is essentially a combination of Furbies and Funko Pops, mixed in with the worrying trend of kids being obsessed with iPads, and immediately nails his tone with TikTok-era humor that never feels like it's trying too hard. Despite us all being on the premise, it takes a long time for M3GAN to become the killer doll she's pitched as. And that character established her character in what is already a short and breezy 102-minute movie only helps M3GAN's appeal as a pretty little bitch. It's always encouraging when a movie with no storied IP behind it becomes a breakout hit, especially one so creative in its premise and so cheap to make. M3GAN is, oddly for a movie about a killer doll, incredibly heartwarming to think about. Again, she kills another child. Right from the first trailer, which remixed Taylor Swift's It's Nice to Have a Friend, sadly absent from the final cut, M3GAN has understood its queer appeal and tapped into what makes this version of such an old trope real, fresh, and unique. Nothing like that at all in the fucking film. Nothing like that at all in the fucking film. You fucking read that in the film. Then the writer, this right here, was like, oh, this must be the reason why they do that. Because it's not in the film. Nowhere near anywhere is this message ever in the film. I hope that the inevitable sequel continues to understand its own charm. First off, M3GAN doesn't need a sequel. Secondly, what is it about you fuckheads and connecting queer culture to villains? I don't get you assholes. I really do not get you assholes. But there it is. There it fucking is. Another gem from the gamer. Pretty fucking much. This is the world we live in, folks. This is the world we live in. So, hey, Alex. Yeah, I saw your tweets. I wasn't able to respond, but I hope they don't have to do what you say they might have to do. But I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I made all kinds of plans. Yes. So I'm catching up pretty much. Yeah, they watch M3GAN with the weekend. Yeah. I don't know why she mentioned 2 video games. Pretty much. Stacy Henley and Jade King are the 2 gifts that keep on giving from the gamer. Pretty much. Why would you want a killer doll to be your gay icon? Exactly. I get like sociopathic or psychopathic, however you want to put it, murderous AI. Like, did we learn nothing from Skynet? Pretty much. But at any rate, you know, it's like, then Skynet might as well be a gay icon. Pretty much. Because they're going that route. Well, Maz has always been a queer icon. Yeah, pretty much. The level of movie comprehension is so bad, yes. Yep. Creative in its premise is a stretch. Like, creative in its premise is pretty much, it's like, the premise itself is nothing new. They were creative in, like, telling, and at least in being creative enough so that way you were engrossed in the film, but the premise itself is nothing new. I don't get where I don't know where Stacey's coming from with that. I know, it's been greenlit. I don't think it needs one. It doesn't need one. But apparently it's been greenlit. So. Hey, Lindsay. Good to see you. I saw it. And nothing like this at all is in the film. This is Stacy reading into it. Yeah, M3GAN's just Chucky, but it's, you know, taller. Doesn't have a soul trapped in the doll. And, looks a bit more normal than the Chucky doll did. I gotta take one. Alright. But anyway. So there it is. There it is. Yeah, I'd give it that roughly. Maybe bump it up to a 7, but I don't know. But because of, like, you know, certain things. But still, like, not horrible, but not great. Not great. And yeah, it was the lack of the R rating primarily that killed it. But anyway. So there's that. Yes, M3GAN. Gay icon. Pretty fucking much. But like, if you haven't seen it yet, Lindsay, I say, like, you know, at least see it once. I'm like, you know, my opinion is, like, you know, same as Trey's. 6 out of 10 roughly. But you know, if you want to see it, form your own opinion. Yeah, but they don't really show the kills. That's the problem. So it's like, because like there's a, well, they do show one, and that's it pretty much. But the rest, like, you don't really see everything that happens. So like they kind of they cut away, according to like what Trey said. They cut away a lot. You don't really see the entirety. You know what's going to happen to the people, but you don't see it in its entirety. So like so basically try to keep it PG-13. So they removed a lot of the brutality that you would have seen if they kept those scenes in. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer would be a gay icon to these people. But anyway, so I'm just going basically left to right. So let's just get the next cringiest article out of the way. And that is the Velma article from CBR.com, pretty much. Certified Beyond Hard R, CBR.com. Hey, I'm saying, like, you know, see it. Like, you know, like my opinions of it, you know, shouldn't like dissuade anyone from going to see it. If you want to see it, go see it and basically form your own opinion of the movie. So, hey, Shield Wall, good to see you. But let's just talk about Velma for a second. Here it is, folks. The copium is going to be strong with these people, I imagine. Since Velma premiered, score, the lowest score to even beat Dragon Ball Evolution. Had a lower score than Dragon Ball Evolution on IMDb, an achievement that no one has seen until Velma premiered, pretty much. Until Velma premiered, it's like what, 6%? I don't know if it's still 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, but like, you know, 6, 7, 8% total audience score. It failed to even really wow the critics, because last time I saw it was sitting at about 50% for the critics score. So it failed to even wow the critics, and these are the critics that should be praising it, because most in the show media buy into the identity politics and so forth. So if they fail to even capture them, this show is shit. All right. Like the Evils, yeah. Shaggy's a cuck. Yeah, I saw those parts pretty much. Hey, Alpha One, there's too many gay icons these days. M3GAN will be forgotten after a year. Yeah, I know. Pretty much. But anyway. So how Mindy Kaling's Velma evolves classic Scooby-Doo characters. Not only evolving the classic Scooby-Doo characters in various ways, but including the fans' wishes, and I want to know what fucking fans they are talking about, and commentary on today's gender roles. Yeah, because that's what we want in a prequel, or was supposed to be a prequel to Scooby-Doo, and that is commentary on gender roles. I don't care about spoilers. I know you guys don't care about spoilers, so let's just dive right into this article. HBO Max recently released Velma, and while the initial reviews point out its flaws, that's a masterpiece of understatement, it's clear there was some thought put into how to evolve the classic Scooby-Doo characters audiences grew up with and admire. Velma, Shaggy, Fred, Daphne all have updated character traits and personalities that fit more with an adult audience, the big distinguishing factor in the new Velma series. Where was the updated character traits for Fred? You literally made him too stupid to cut his own food. Where were those updated character traits and personalities for Fred? You dumbed him down so fucking much that I have no idea how he remembers to breathe. You race swapped Shaggy. You turned him into a cuck. You race swapped Daphne, Asian with red hair. Pretty fucking much. Who we find out is, I guess, lesbian friends to a degree with Velma, who you made queer, who was never portrayed as queer, never even hinted at to be queer. We didn't need to know their sexualities in the show. They were just teenagers, 20-somethings, pretty much like that range, solving mysteries. They had different personalities, different character traits, that meshed well together and ultimately brought the real villain to justice. Since there's extra focus on Velma as a main character, she gets a lot more to do in the story. Velma was the one who solved the fucking crimes just about every goddamn time in the original cartoon. She had a lot. She contributed a lot. They would not have solved the crimes if it had not been for Velma. Just because she didn't have a lot of screen time doesn't mean she didn't do more, or there was a lot for her to do. She literally solved every goddamn crime. She figured it out. So now you're saying, as if this is like some sort of like you're fixing something, some shit, that she has a lot more to do in the story? Who the fuck are you, Tommy, to write that? Both in terms of her motivations and the way she's viewed at school. Again, did not need to see this. And from what we could tell, because she's friends with like Fred and Daphne, who are of the four probably the most well off of the group, probably says that she was viewed well at school. That she wasn't bullied or any fucking thing like that. She was, and like they're friends with Shaggy too, who's comes across as like a slacker, stoner, whatever you want to call it. You didn't see him do drugs, but he was like more of like the laissez-faire personality of the group. Easily scared also as well. But at the same time, it's like you could, like the fact that like they were all friends and you could tell that they were from different backgrounds tells me that she was viewed well at school. Fred wears the characterization audiences would expect, but with some twists that carry some interesting commentary on the world. You fucking made him too stupid to exist. Daphne also has some changes to her character the audience won't expect, one of which fans have been wanting for decades. Fans. Here's also how Mindy Kaling's Velma develops classic Scooby-Doo characters. Velma gets a deeper backstory. In the original Scooby-Doo, Velma was the science geek of Mystery Incorporated. She would be the brains of the operation, using her knowledge to good use. However, her character would tend to fade into the background. What fucking cartoons were you watching, shithead? In the original Scooby-Doo cartoons, what cartoons were you watching that she tended to fade into the background? Again, she solved every goddamn case. She wasn't in the background. Sometimes her only primary contribution to the plot was her classic I dropped my glasses trope. I want to break something so fucking much right now. By contrast, her backstory and motivations are more clearly explored in Velma, especially when her preconceived notions about her mother's disappearance are challenged. She continues to solve the mystery of the ongoing murders, not only to save her own reputation, but also on the off chance she'll be able to see her mother again. With Velma being HBO Max's most watched animated series debut, a lot of which was hate watches. Again, you idiots. I don't care if you want to hate watch shit. I really don't care if you want to hate watch shit. Don't give any of these sites clicks. Sail the high seas for that shit. But the fact that people went in on HBO Max to fucking hate watch Velma, HBO's like looking at this going, we got the views. So guess what? It's going to get a second season. It's the most watched premiere. People are fucking stupid. They serve their audiences a rich backstory that actually gives Velma's character substance. Fred's characterization is a critique of modern masculinity. Made him a stupid, rich, white dude. Fred's character in Velma contains some of the usual characterizations some audience members would expect. The classic jock who only talks to girls whom he deems worth his time. Fred was never like that. Like, you could tell he had the hots for Daphne, but Fred was never fucking like that. Alright? He was never like that. Did he come off maybe he's a little bit cocky? Yes. But he was nice. He was a nice guy. You know, a little too gung-ho and jumping to conclusions for, trying to solve mysteries, but a nice guy. However, Fred has incredibly wealthy parents who expect him to become the CEO of their company and an invasive father who is upset his son has not reached puberty. This even leads Fred to be insecure about his body, making sure that no girls know about the fact that he has not developed as quickly as other male students. Oh, so now you're giving him small dick energy, literally. Now you're giving him small dick energy, literally. Alright. Not only does this turn the traditional characterization of high school jocks on its head, but it also serves as commentary on what it truly means to be a masculine man, especially in the present day. How about testosterone? How about you give Fred that? Daphne and Velma finally develop a romance. Again, first off, in the original cartoon, we've never needed to know anything about their sexuality. Secondly, in the original cartoon, always Fred and Daphne pretty much had the hots for each other. You could tell. You could tell they kind of had the hots for each other, pretty much. And thirdly, every other iteration since then, these characters have been straight. Have been straight. Including Velma. Among the Scooby-Doo fan base, it's been a long-standing wish for Velma and Daphne to form a romantic relationship in the show's canon. Fan base. I love the wording in these articles because they make it seem like this has been going on for decades. It has not. It has only been going on since the fucking Tumblr crowd found Twitter. Pretty much. Daphne is characterized differently in Velma. She not only has two mothers. Oh, good. He gave her two mothers who work as police officers. How stereotypical is that? Fucking Christ. In the show's main plot, but she's also a drug dealer at the school. I cannot even with these people. She and Velma used to be best friends until Daphne made friends with more popular girls and the two stopped talking. However, after reconnecting early on in the series, Velma and Daphne's enemies turned a lovers arc comes full circle. Not only is this deserved fan service, but it fleshes out Velma and Daphne's relationship and explores it in a way never seen by audiences before. There's a reason for that, shithead. There's a reason for that, shithead, and I mapped it out. Mindy Kaling's Velma makes a lot of changes to the Mystery Incorporated gang and uses adult humor and themes to help make these changes. Regardless of how people feel about the show's changes, there's no doubt that the original cast of Scooby-Doo characters have significantly evolved. Velma no longer fades into the background and uses her own knowledge and motivations to help to solve both the main plot's mystery and the mystery of her missing mother. Fred flips the usual high school jock characterizations on their head, examining what it truly means to be a masculine man, something you know nothing of, Tommy. Daphne finally shares some romantic sparks with Velma, a relationship fans have wanted for a long time. So there it fucking is. The copium is strong, people. The copium is strong, and we're going to see more of this shit. We're going to see more of this shit because people are going to be hate-watching Velma, I imagine. Reviews are going to be going up. I imagine there's going to be more articles, because they already started it, but more articles about how racist and sexist those criticizing the show are. Never mind that I'm one of them, even though I'm not watching it. I've seen scenes, and I'm criticizing the shit out of this. I'm a biracial woman. But my voice is never heard by these people. They only focus on the males who are criticizing this because they must be the racist, sexist ones. But there it is. There it fucking is. Throw another IP on the fire, folks. Because they're going after Hanna-Barbera with Scooby-Doo, and you can bet your asses more is to come. Pretty fucking much. Let me catch up with the checks. I know I missed. Next I know. Oh, there it is. All right. So I scroll back up. Sorry, I missed a lot because I go through the articles just in case. I decide to cut anything out and put it as a video on my channel. So, yeah, CBR retarded, yes. This fans finally want to see Fred doing the Hitler salute, yes. I want to see Velma be a bitch, yeah. By evolve, they mean make them OOC, then any fan fiction stories does, then yes, they are, yeah. Yeah, Daphne was straight. They were all straight. Velma became an Asian Indian and spiteful bitch, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, evolved, pretty much. Oh, they made Velma queer, so now she's a gay icon. An Asian Indian and a bitch, a gay icon. Yeah, and even in the movies, I mean, at least in the second movie, clear that she was into guys. Pretty much. Simple concept made complicated by really stupid people. Yeah. I'm saying, like, yeah, like, did they actually watch this shit? Because you scroll down here and he's talking about how, like, this show gives her a lot more to do, and she was the one who literally solved every damn crime. She was the one who solved every damn crime. I'm not saying the others didn't have any, like, like, did not help at all, but for the most part, she was the one who figured it out. She was smart. Like, these people are all about, like, looking beyond looks, and you have Velma. All right, you have Velma. You look beyond her looks. She's the most intelligent of the characters in the Scooby-Doo series. You Mr. Bentham? Yeah, define fans. That's what I want to say. They dropped that word fans. They dropped the word fan service, but they don't, like, I'm saying, where has this been? Where has this been pre-Tumblr crowd finding Twitter? Where has this been? It has been nowhere. Other than, like, those, like, forums, and then whatever, like, Twitter, like, came about, things like that. It's like, if these people wanted to see that, if that was all they were caring about and wanted to see it, then they were never fans to begin with. They were never fucking fans to begin with. As a kid, I never got the impression that Fred and Daphne were from rich families. Neither did I think Velma was not in the same class as them. Only Shaggy seemed less well off. Yeah, I'm saying it's like, it's like watching the series, you could kind of tell, or at least gauge, that they might have been a little more well off, but it was never a focus. It was never a focus. But the fact is, like, you had Fred and Daphne who, basically were given the impression that they were the popular kids. It would have been part of the popular crowd, and the fact that they were friends with Velma, and the fact that Velma never felt at all, like, inadequate in comparison to them, tells me that she was not bullied in school. She did well in school. People generally liked her. She hung out with Fred and Daphne, and then Shaggy was kind of like the stoner-esque type character, but he's not stoner, but you know what I mean, like laissez-faire, go with the flow type of personality. And he's like, he's the only one who seemed less well off than the others. But the fact that he was friends with them, I'm like, that is like the wet dream for these fucking leftists, because you have the different backgrounds of these characters meshing well, and not looking beyond skin color, right? Sex, sexuality, affluence, or lack thereof. They were friends. That's it. Yeah, everyone was in the background when Scooby and Shaggy were on the screen. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, this person who wrote this article didn't watch the original series. There's no way this person watched the original series if they're saying stupid shit like this. There's no way. They mean millennial and Gen Z's men today have more soy than testosterone. Yeah. So. Yeah, Jack Sparrow is your friend. That's what I did for The Last of Us for the episode 1. That's what I did for that. I said in my tweet, I'm not giving HBO clicks. I did not give Amazon clicks for Rings of Power, and I'm not giving HBO clicks if I continue watching The Last of Us series. And I sure as fuck am not watching Velma. Not even to sail the high seas for that shit. So I'm saying, he and Daphne always seemed like, they always paired up. Come on. When they separated, he and Daphne always paired up. So you know that they were like this, pretty much. Come on. Just because he had an ascot doesn't mean he was gay as shit. But whatever. Fred isn't Johnny Bravo. No. Hey, Cherish, Chart. Good to see you. Yeah. They all contributed. I would not. Yep. Yeah, 2 moms. Yes. Yes. Shaggy got with an alien chick, Velma's sister, and Isla Fisher in the live action film. Yes. Making sure I'm catching up with everyone. Yeah, I can see that. Because Scooby-Doo is Hanna-Barbera. And there's Flintstones and Jetsons. There's plenty, like... Yep. They're not safe. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. They're a bi family. Yes, pretty much. Because if they were to do the Flintstones, they'd make Fred a deadbeat dad. Alright? Or they'd cuck him to Wilma. Or they'd make Barney a cuck to Betty. That's what they do, right? They Fred's a deadbeat dad, Barney's a cuck. Yeah. You have a queer old time, yes. Fred was king of Coolsville High, yes. He's always hungry, yep. Your bonsai tree has more testosterone, I believe it. Barney would be Fred's lover. I mean, I'm saying, there it is. There it is. I like the copium is real with these people. The copium is real with these people, and yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see more like this. We're going to see more like this, especially as the more episodes drop. Or I don't know if all the episodes dropped. Pretty much, is all the episodes dropped? I have no idea. Are they release? Is it HBO? So they're releasing it one at a time, right? Generally, that's how HBO works. But if they're not all dropped, once they're all dropped, you're going to see the more copium articles and going and so forth. Weekly, okay. So we're going to see more. We're going to see more. I'm at definitely like this. Pretty much. But anyway, I'm going to get that shit off my screen and go one more article. So I'm not trying. Normally I would not go through this as fast as I'm doing right now, but since I have to run errands and I need to be able to get back in time to be able to jump onto Twitch, I'm trying to get through them as quickly as possible. So I have one more article to go through, and that is this one right here, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot this shit was coming out, but the race-bent Robin arrives in a new trailer for the CW's Gotham Knights, a show that has nothing to do at all with any of the games. They race-swap Robin, so another redhead bites the dust in Carrie Kelly's character, because that's what the character she's playing is Carrie Kelly. And this dickhead right here in the middle is Bruce Wayne's adopted son, a completely made-up character for this series. A series no one fucking asked for, no one wants, and is being universally panned on social media. CW.
I don't know how to respond to that.
How about shut up? CW stands for can't write, and we can't win. Pretty much. I'm saying, yeah, never mind Damian Wayne. Never fucking mind Damian Wayne. No. Never mind Damian Wayne. I know Damian Wayne is not exactly universally loved as a character. Alright? But he's Bruce Wayne's actual son. But anyway, let's just go right into this shit, pretty much. So a new trailer for Gotham Knights was released by the CW, and among the things it shows us is a look at the show's Robin suited up, although not much. Those who have followed our coverage know that Robin in question is no boy wonder, but rather a take on Girl Wonder, co-created by Frank Miller. This character right here, Carrie Kelly. See? Redheaded. Alright? Is Carrie Kelly a version of her anyway, who was Batman's sidekick initially in the Dark Knight Returns series of graphic novels? Okay, artwork aside, I love the story in the Dark Knight Returns novels, but that's just my opinion. A redhead, she was reimagined for Gotham Knights as a young lady of color and is played by Nevia Robinson, known for her roles on Disney Channel's Raven's Home, never fucking watched it, and Netflix Free Reign, never fucking watched it. So she's been in 2 things, and now she's picked for a CW show. We got a winner here, folks. We got a fucking winner here, folks. So, yep. I'm saying, when I say universally, I mean, he's not exactly universally loved. He's not hated necessarily, but he's not exactly universally loved. So I'm not going to bother watching the trailer. Partly because I don't want this stream to get claimed, even though this channel is not monetized yet. It's just a hassle, pretty much. But there's a trailer there if you guys want to watch it. As Carrie Robinson is clearly in costume in the few glimpses of her we get, she even introduces herself to the series' inexperienced would-be heroes, who most of them are children of villains. But all we can tell is she fancies goggles and a nod to the bespectacled comic iteration and wields a baton. Like a de facto leader, she also rallies the troops without being the focus. So this kid has nothing to do. He's Bruce Wayne's adopted son. Alright. The trailer centers more on Harvey Dent, who is interrogating all the kids in order to find out who killed Bruce Wayne. Alright, interrogating kids in connection with Bruce Wayne's murder. I'm sorry, not even a stretch of the imagination could I buy that shit. What the fuck? Your first thought is to interrogate the kids in order to find out who killed Bruce Wayne? How about the Joker? How about Harley Quinn, Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman, Man-Bat, Professor Pig, Scarecrow? Fucking Christ. Calendar Man. Killer Croc. What stretch of the imagination is this believable? Trey, Deathstroke even. When what reality? In someone's stretch of the imagination, like I said, would this be believable? Who was interrogating all the kids in order to find out who killed Bruce Wayne, and not even remotely going to maybe look at the fucking adult villains Bruce Wayne has been fighting for a long time? Bane, yeah, Condiment King even, fucking hell. Why would he even think to interrogate the kids? Because he seems to think Joker's daughter, Duella Dent, that's so... Okay, first off, Duella Dent. Dent is Two-Face's last name, Harvey Dent. So, Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face, alright? Spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't know the Batman's rogue gallery of villains, alright? Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face, a villain, alright? But you have Joker's daughter with the same fucking last name. How is that supposed to fucking work? She's supposed to be the Joker's daughter, right? Why does she have the same fucking last name as him? Did it, or at least that's what's implied. She is played by Days of Our Lives actress Olivia Rose Keegan, who smiles at the mention of the Harley Quinn of hate. Gotham Knights has nothing to do with the video game of the same name, though the show borrows aspects of the game's premise. Bruce Wayne is found dead, his true identity is exposed to the world, and his adopted son, a completely new character for this fucking shit series, Turner Hayes. Okay, why he didn't take Bruce Wayne's last name, I have no fucking idea, but Turner teamed up with Carrie and Children of Gotham Rogues to clear their names, as all of them are suspects. The series doesn't debut for 2 more months, but it's already the laughingstock of internet fandom skeptical of its quality. CW stands for can't write, and also stands for fans can't win. It premieres on Tuesday, March 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern, with Superman and Lois serving as its lead-in. I would bet you that's on purpose, because Superman and Lois is well received, so people might stick around to watch Gotham Knights, at least the premiere. Good job, CW. CW may hope to give Gotham Knights some steam from a more acclaimed show, which is arguably a futile move with their DC lineup fading away irreversibly. Again, I say, to Warner Brothers, to CW, the Batman, the universe, right? Rogues Gallery of Villains, Batman characters, and so forth, is literally a gold mine of characters they could use. Literally a gold mine. The foundation has already been laid out. Plethora they can use and adapt. Respectfully. But adapt. And we get this shit. What a time it is to be a DC fan, right? What a fucking time it is to be a DC fan. Now we get to follow a completely made up character for this series that we give no two shits about. Because he's not Damian Wayne. He's a character named Turner Hayes who, for some reason, has not taken the last name of Bruce Wayne, even though he's his adopted son. Right? Somehow knows his last name, too, so we don't know how long he's been adopted, pretty much. Teaming up with villains' kids, so they're going to turn them into anti-heroes. Betting you on that. Anti-heroes, even though they're the spawn of villains. Alright? The boy, the one in the corner, you see his head peeking out, like the ones on the left are brother and sister team, I remember that. He's supposed to be trans, I believe. A trans character, which, okay, what does that offer to the series? Absolutely fucking nothing. Race swap, Carrie Kelly, and this is the shit we get. Those first kids you can see, maybe. Yeah. Did the Joker bang one of Harvey's faces? I mean, I'm saying it's like... She has the same last name as Harvey Dent. So I don't know. The writers are shit, so I doubt they would know. Lady Shiva. Yeah. Actually have the real Cassandra Cain maybe in this show. Alright? Yeah, because Harvey Dent became Two-Face while Batman was still alive, well before Batman was killed. So, and he's not Two-Face in this, he's just Harvey Dent, which makes absolutely no fucking sense. I'm just saying, like, you know, of the shows that CW, like, it's now on the CW, but of the shows that, like, you know, DC related, it's the more well-received one I've seen. I have not watched any episodes, and I don't care to watch any episodes, but it's the more well-received one. So, because they can't create anything around a beloved character. They have to destroy the beloved character to create the characters they want to use and use that IP as a vehicle to tell their own story. That's what they want to do. Pretty much. That's why he's always dead or murdered. I put that in quotes because most likely he's not. Or I'm going to put it this way. If they're borrowing anything from any iteration of the Gotham Knights game or anything like that, he's dead sort of situation. More like Can't Watch, yeah. On season max 2, yeah, pretty much. Although Batwoman got, 3 seasons at least? So, well, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how stupid they are. I Just Pity You, yeah. Tranbat, yeah. Not Ward, interesting, yeah. So, yeah, not, yeah, so I'm saying it's like, I don't know the reasoning. I can't fathom their reasoning, and I don't want to be quite honest. Made a mud baby, yeah. Carrie Kelly shouldn't even exist. Yeah, because he's like, well, The Dark Knight Returns is set well in the future. Because if I remember correctly, in The Dark Knight Returns, we see Green Arrow, right? We see Green Arrow, like a one-armed Green Arrow. And I know Green Arrow is pretty much... He's not exactly a joke. But like he is kind of in good natured, kind of like poked fun at. But if you read Dark Knight Returns, he is a fucking badass because he has like one arm and he's like shooting the bad guys. They made him a fucking badass in Dark Knight Returns. They could do that. Do that shit. Give Green Arrow fucking justice he deserves. Make him a badass. Yeah, and he was Batman beats Superman. Like I said, like, you know, he's generally made fun of because like his superpower is he's pretty much Robin Robin of the DC universe, essentially, kind of like DC's. I don't want to say DC's Hawkeye, but you know what I'm talking about, basically, right? Like, you know, like that's kind of his power, pretty much. I'm not trying to belittle it, but he's kind of like poked fun at in that regard. But Dark Knight Returns, yes, that whole scene is fucking great. Pretty much. Fucking love that. Do we get that shit? No. We get this. We get this. That's what we get, folks. This is what we get, folks. An adaptation of Death in the Family. Under the Red Hood. Nope. Nothing. Yep. But anyway, get this shit off my screen. But there it is, folks. We're just about at the 1 hour mark. And I've dropped my phone. But thank you. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me. Next week might start this about more like 1 p.m. my time. But like I said, I'm starting it earlier because I have to go to multiple places. And I wanted to leave with time to hit all those places and get back with enough time to jump onto Twitch. So there it is. Nightfall, yes. But anyway, so again, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm going to try to do this more on a regular basis. Had to kind of be put by the wayside primarily because, one, the holidays were very, very time-consuming and stressful, like, you know, getting like preparations for Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And then on top of that, my Fridays are taken up reviewing the shit known as Rings of Power, pretty much. So now that Rings of Power is done, at least until Season 2 premieres and so forth, then if I continue watching Last of Us, at least that's in the early on in the week, so that way I can devote Fridays back to doing the solo live streams and start building this channel back up as I originally intended to do. So thank you all. Thank you for enjoying this stream. Like, thank you, Gravy. Yes. So I'm trying to keep these around the hour mark, not go too long. Return of the King, yes. And I will be here in a little bit, like I said, playing some like Call of Duty multiplayer, because it's one game where I can like jump on real fast and jump off like pretty easily without getting too invested. I gotta check my PlayStation 5, but I'm also in the process of re-downloading The Witcher because fuck it. I kind of want to start playing that again. I might just start that game over just for the hell of it. I know one of my first Twitch streams was streaming The Witcher, but I might start the game over again because I don't like jumping in, especially not remembering where I left off, pretty much. So I might just like start it over, but I re-downloaded it, Witcher 3, on my PlayStation. So I might add that to the roster or rotation at some point for Twitch streams. But for today, Call of Duty multiplayer. And then tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a live stream breakdown for The Last of Us Episode 1. I'm going to try, but celebrating birthdays tomorrow, and I have no idea when my family is going to leave. So the only thing I can promise for tomorrow, if it's still on, is Talk Nerdy to Us at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and it should be on Steph's channel. So thank you all again. So if you have not subbed to this channel, please do so. Please share this stream, or if you will, so I can kind of start building this, the watch time up, build up the subs, and maybe eventually get this channel monetized. But it's with your help, you watching these streams, and you sharing them out that I very much appreciate it. So if you're ahead of me in the world, good night. If you're behind me in the world, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, and I will see you all on this channel next Friday, early afternoon time frame, with guaranteed more cringe shit. So until then, peace out.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.